Very much for your courtesy, ladies and gentlemen, and now allow me to introduce tonight's Australian team first of all. One change to their lineup, but I'll start on my immediate right with the driver who scored particularly well in the first test match, Ralph Ranger in the Tetra Engines car number 11. Also scoring particularly well in the first test match, which took Australia to victory, the Newcastle Club champion, Don McEwen, in the red number 1. Right down to the far end for the driver who top scored for the Australian team in their team effort in winning here last Tuesday night in the pit crew Commodore, John Pine. And the new member for tonight's team in the Singleton Auto Wreckers number 41, make him welcome back to the Aussie lineup, John Smith. John stepping back into the Australian team tonight, and I caught you at practice on Friday night and you seem to have the bugs sorted out of this car.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. It appears to be going as good as it has been this season, so just hope that it keeps doing that tonight.
Let me frighten those Americans just a little bit. Laps of about 15.7 seconds were they not on Friday, which means your aggressive style that goes with it too will make you one of the top contenders tonight.
Yeah, we're laughing in about that, but it should be a bit better tonight, I hope, because we had a few problems on Friday night, but it's spot on now, I hope.
I wish you good luck, and so does everybody out there. John Smith coming into tonight's team, ladies and gentlemen. And the American team in the USA number 1, will you welcome Big Ed Wilbur. USA number 2, he had a horror of a night here on Tuesday night. He's vowed to make up for that tonight, Rodney Combs. USA number 3, the consistent Mike Klein. And the guy who swept all before them on Tuesday night, top scoring in the whole test match, USA number 4, Ray Godsey. Sorry, Ray. I was going to have 2 Rodney Combs and there's only one of them, thank heavens. Ray Godsey on the end in USA number 4. Well, Ed, it's been a mixed start for the Australian Tour for you. Well, let me get the record straight. Here, a loss to the Australians. Canberra, a win to the Americans. Liverpool, a win to the Australians.
If it doesn't count on the bitumen, does it? That doesn't mean nothing over there. Hey, you know what blacktop's for? To get to and from the racetrack. That's all it's for. Dirt is where we go racing. And right now, we got 1 and 1.
You're going to go racing tonight?
You sure? Hey, what do you mean? What do you think we're here for, to watch? Hey, you watch, okay? You got the mouth that does all the talking. I'll go fast.
I watched last week and I watched the Australians win.
You watched the officials win. Don't give me that crap. Everybody knows it up there. The officials is the one that won. They didn't win. They took 5 points out of me because I was 3 seconds late. Have you ever been 3 seconds late?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, many times. Then why didn't the officials give in a little bit? They needed a chiropractor. That's what they needed. They've been over so far.
You can win tonight?
If we can win tonight, I got a question for you.
Right.
I know that Mexico, they got the fighting chicken, okay?
Yep.
Hey, Spain, they got that bull, right? What in the hell is that thing with the red gloves on? I can't believe it. If that's all you can get to fight, you better go back someplace else and start looking deeper in the ground.
Well, the boxing kangaroo took away the America's Cup from you.
No.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
no. Wait a minute. You don't know it, but I got a brother-in-law with the New York Yacht Club, and he told me every time they took it out of the water, they covered it up. You could hear the son of a running. It was actually running. That keel runs. It's illegal. Cheat again. Australians cheat. Them guys cheat. Everybody cheat. Australia cheated on that cup. We'll get it back.
Righto, let's get down to racing. Don't go away. Paul McHugh, where are you after that mayhem? I'm sure you'll have an answer to the outspoken American captain. The Australian team are protecting the victory tonight. You're super confident?
Oh, of course we are. Isn't it lovely to have so many fine, talented drivers here at the Motordrome to draw on when one guy has problems?
Okay, he said it all. Here's Toss. You're the visitor. Paul McHugh.
He tossed last time.
Yeah, but visitors get to do the calling. We do it our way here. Toss the coin, Paul.
Just try and drive as fast as you're talking, Eddie.
Oh, no worry. Flip the coin. How about tails?
Yes, you've won the toss. He's won the toss. The American team have won the toss. The drivers will now take their cars back from the apron of the track rod and we'll get down to the action tonight. Welcome to you.
Away, and John Smith got away well on the outside. Rodney Combs on the inside. Smith takes up the running. John Pine's got the better of Ed Wilbur too, and the Australians have got a 4-2 at the moment. Rodney Combs is setting out after John Smith. John Smith's got the lead. Rodney Combs is running in second place. John Pine is pushing hard in third. Ed Wilbur can't do any better in fourth spot. The Australians have got 4 points to 2 at the moment if they can remain that way. Charging down Main Straight, John Pine's got up very high. Ed Wilbur might get through on the inside of it here. Pine came back strongly though and managed to hang on to that third spot. Ed Wilbur's starting to belch smoke out the back of his and it's gone. I think Ed Wilbur's in trouble in his car. John Smith, Rodney Combs and John Pine. They're charging down Main Straight to the lap to go. Smith, Combs, Pine and Wilbur. Wilbur's starting to get out after Pine now. John Pine's really in the hot seat at the moment, but it looks as if it might be victory to the new test team driver, John Smith. John Smith comes home in first place. Smith is first. Rodney Combs is second, hotly pursued by John Pine. And then comes Ed Wilbur. 1 minute, 3.808. So the men down under have the lead in the test match after the first heat. The Australians lead by 4 points to 2. Stand by for the start to the second heat. And away they go. And Ray Godsey flew away. And he shot out of the gate, and Mike Klein has got Ralph Ranger covered too. Here's the Americans replying with a 4-2 situation. The Australians got 4-2 in the first heat. The Americans are after 4-2, and look at Ray Godsey fly. He's raced away from Don McEwen. Man, oh, can this boy drive? Ray Godsey, after 2 laps, is leading by about 60 or 70 metres. Look at him go. Godsey's annihilating this field. He's treating them with sheer and utter contempt. He only takes his foot off the accelerator for about 10 metres. And here he is flying to the line. Look at this time. It's amazing. He's going to break the 1 minute. He's broken 1 minute. That is an incredible drive. I forgot about everything else. My eyes were glued on the incredible Ray Godsey, who has broken 1 minute for 4 laps. 59.443, and yes indeed, champions deserve a burst of applause. What happened with the placings? Mike Klein came in third place behind Don McEwen, with Ralph Ranger coming in fourth. So it was a 4-2 situation that time to the American team. They needed that in quick reply because that levels up the scoreboard again. Australia 6 and the United States 6. And the record was formerly held by Larry Moore at 1 minute 1 second, so he's taken 2 seconds off the 4-lap record. An amazing drive. Away they go. Now the Australians are back in a 4-2 situation because John Pine rocketed to the lead. Don McEwen shrugged off the challenge of Ed Wilbur. John Pine leads. We've got a 4-2 for the Aussies here because Don McEwen is holding down third place. Mike Klein is in second spot for the Americans. And it's Ed Wilbur who's chasing out after Don McEwen now to try and pick him up. Mike Klein might be able to get back and help Ed Wilbur here if he can. There's only a lap to go. It's Pine, followed by Klein, McEwen and Wilbur. But that seems to be the way they're going to finish. It Looks like a John Pine race in the pit crew Commodore for the Australian team. John Pine is first. Mike Pine is second. Don McEwen is third. And a time of 1 minute 1.345. 1 minute 1.345 as John Pine takes out the third heat, and Don McEwen's third placing gives Australia 4 points. 4 points to 2 in that heat, and so Australia skip back to the lead again. A real seesawing struggle here. Australia 10, the USA 8, as Ray Godsey comes onto the track.
Yes, Holmes has got up inside him. They waited nicely there, but it's Godsey away here. Holmes is in trouble. It's Godsey, the leader, away from Ranger and Pine, with Holmes in bother. But Ray Godsey skipping away again. They've got no way in the world of catching this bloke. He's on fire. And it's Godsey, the leader. Ray Godsey of the USA, the big 3 points out in front of him, followed by Ranger and Pine in that order that is squaring this particular event. And at the tail of the field is Rodney Combs, who certainly doesn't have a car as fast as he had on previous season. But it's Godsey, the leader. Ray Godsey, oh, look at him go, will you? He's gone right away from them, and he's coming down here in, let's have a look, in 43 seconds from Ranger, followed by Pine, and then at the tail of the field is Rodney Combs. Down underneath the time when he goes, he's around the bottom corner, charging on the line. A strong chance of him getting under the minute again. Yes, he's done it again. He's under the minute again, followed by Ranger and then Pine, and last of all is Rod Combs. Well, if record times meant anything, Godsey would earn 10 points. Surely he must earn your applause of 58.779. Yes, it doesn't matter a damn whose side you're on. You have to applaud talent like that. That's twice in a row the man has broken a minute. He is the real striking force of this side. And Rodney Combs appears to have a vehicle that's nowhere near as quick as he had on the last 2 occasions he visited here.
Let's take a look at the scoreboard there. USA 4, Ray Godsey gets 3 points for another incredible time of 58.779. He's lapping in 14.7 second laps. There was a 3-all there because Rodney Combs failed to score, and for the Australians, Ralph Ranger got 2 and John Pine got 1. So the score remains at a 2-point margin. Australia 13, the USA 11. 13 points to 11.
Godsey and Ranger, then Ed Wilbur. And Ed couldn't quite pull off the tactical effort that he wanted to. If he'd have been able to put Ranger out, he'd have been right.
A change of positions there. Ralph Ranger relegated to 4th, and USA 1, Ed Wilbur elevated to 3rd place.
Right.
The decision being that Ranger had spun 103.071 the time, so let's check the scoreboard 3-all there. A great drive by Don McEwen, a good determined drive, showing you don't have to be the fastest man on the track to win, and Don McEwen took the 3 points. Ralph Ranger failed to score. Now, US 4, Ray Godsey, beaten for the first time tonight, had to settle with 2 points, and Ed Wilbur gets 1 point. So a 3-all situation, and Australia are 16, the USA are 14. Now Smithy's got fired up. She's away. And in fact, both Australian cars are on the track. Oh dear, it doesn't sound terribly good. 2 minutes is ticking away on the American team. Both Australian cars are ready. Paul McHugh's coming over after having had a chat with Ralph Ranger. Now Paul McHugh is trying to point out that he didn't cross the line or something or other.
Yes, but they can declare it on the previous lap. Got to give him 10 points for trying though, Paul McHugh.
Yes. Now we've got Ray Godsey and Rodney Combs. Here's an attempt, and perhaps Mike Klein's got problems. Yes, he has. The bonnet's off. So it's Ray Godsey in for Mike Klein. Don McEwen and John Smith for Australia. Now let's see what can happen here. It's a 3-all spot at the moment, but that's not what the Americans want. They want a 4-2. Ray Godsey is now racing away from Don McEwen. John Smith is hanging on desperately to third place from Rodney Combs, who is just running right off tune tonight. He's not on song at all. It's still Godsey from McEwen. Smith and Combs trying desperately to pick up that extra point for the Americans, but he's not having any success whatsoever at the moment. 1 lap to go. Combs is flying after Smith. Here's a chance now. Combs realises he's on the last lap. He's putting the pressure to Smith. Smith has kicked away. He's opened up a break of 2 or 3 metres. Rodney Combs comes diving at him again. Godsey flashes over the line first. Then comes Don McEwen, followed by John Smith, who clung on desperately to that third place, with Rodney Combs hounding away on his tail. And again, he's broken the 1 minute mark, but it's not a record. 59.037.
Combs, Klein, Smith and Wilbur. And the score at half-time, Australia 19, USA 17. By Smith and Wilbur in that order. Wilbur lost a chance to get around him, I think, with that wide body hanging out the rear. But Combs at least trying hard to get to Pine here, unable to do so though. Pine goes right away from him down the straightaway. There's Combs catching him a little in the corners, but Pine really starts to open up it again down the straightaway here. Sitting in third place is John Smith. Went very wide. Wilbur not close enough to take advantage of it. Pine the leader. Pine away here from Klein, followed then by Smith and Wilbur in that order with 1 lap to go. John Pine of Australia. Then Combs. Pine from Combs, followed by Smith and Wilbur. That's the way they're going to finish. Wilbur. So we've got a 4-2 situation in that heat. A 4-2 situation in that heat, which takes the total score to Australia 23, USA 17. The time recorded was 102.144. 23-17 as they go into the next heat, which features Mike Klein of the USA, Ray Godsey of the USA, Don McEwen and Ralph Ranger. Heat 8. I think he might do it. No, McEwen skipped away again. Klein, the leader here. Ranger's in trouble. And it's Klein leading away here from McEwen, followed there by Godsey. Klein, the leader. Klein backed off a little there to try and get Godsey up a little closer to McEwen. Klein not slowing down sufficiently to allow Godsey to get to him, though. Here's Godsey coming round the high line, but unable to get any closer. Now I think Klein is starting to play a little tactic. But he skips away again. It's Klein from McEwen, followed by Godsey. Round the corner they come, and there's Godsey into the fence. Klein, the leader, with one to go from McEwen, followed by Godsey and Ranger back on the circuit again. Down the back straight away they go, and Klein, the leader. Klein here from McEwen, trying to poke his nose up inside him, and he pushes Klein out into the fence. The two USA cars collide, and it's McEwen first. McEwen, Godsey and Klein in that order. McEwen first, Godsey second, Klein third. And bad luck for Mike Klein. He drove very well indeed, but a great performance there by McEwen. Don McEwen forced his way through there in the bottom corner, and it's a 3-all situation. The USA 3, Australia 3. That takes the score to Australia 26, United States 20. And for Australia, McEwen scored 3 points for the USA. Godsey scored 2 points. Mike Klein 1 point. So a 3-all. The time 103.683.
Okay, we've got two Australian cars on the track and one American at the moment. They must be down to one car. Ed Wilbur is still having discussions with the steward. But the Americans have got trouble in the camp. Wilbur's car is off song. Here comes another one, Mike Klein. Okay, this is heat number 9 of the Tetrad Engineering's second international test. John Smith wins the race through turn 1 and 2 from Rodney Combs to take up the lead for the Australian side. Mike Klein is holding on to third place and Don McEwen is running fourth. At the end of the first lap, John Smith, the new driver into the test team tonight, and he's showing Rodney Combs, one of America's leading point scorers from past test match situations, a clean pair of heels at the moment. The lad from Singleton is out in front. He's really rowing his car into turns 1 and 2. In fact, he's opening up a gap now from Rodney Combs. Mike Klein's hanging on to third. 1 lap left to go. Smith defying Rodney Combs to run him down, and Mike Klein is hanging on to that third place from Don McEwen. He can't afford to give it away. They've got to try and lock it up at 3-all. John Smith is first. Rodney Combs is second. Mike Klein is third. And Don McEwen failed to pick up a point there. 1 minute 2.278.
Rod Combs, Ed Wilbur for the USA, Ralph Ranger, John Pine for Australia. Australia 29, the USA 25. 4 points the difference at the moment. Wilbur decided not to go on that occasion. Ranger in the 1, Combs in the 2, Wilbur in the 3, Pine in the 4. Combs has gone to the front here now from Ranger as they go into the corner. It's Rod Combs, Ranger, by Pine and Wilbur. There's Rodney Combs leading the way as they come out of the corner. Ralph Ranger almost in trouble there. Ed Wilbur trying hard to get up there and unsettle Pine. As they go into the corner, Wilbur looks as if he's going to go through on the inside of Pine. He did so too. And Pine backed off very, very quickly there. And round the corner they come, and it's Combs the leader from Ranger, followed by Wilbur, who got the caution flag. Now Wilbur sets sail after Ranger, but it's Combs the leader here. Ranger hanging on to second place. The USA sitting in third spot at the moment with 1 lap to go. It's Combs the leader from Ranger, followed by Wilbur and Pine in that order. And Wilbur really made Pine back off on the far side. Wilbur starting to blow a little smoke there as he goes down into turn 3, but it's Combs the leader and winner. Combs first, Ranger second, Wilbur third. Combs first of the USA, Ranger second of Australia, and Wilbur third of the USA. A 4-2 heat for the USA, 109.902, 109.902, and a 4-2 situation for the USA.
So, well, with the Americans pegging back those 2 points there, it was what they wanted. I thought for a moment that with Ed Wilbur coming out in place of Ray Godsey, that Ed might have had the dander up, but Godsey's got some problems with the right-hand side of his car, and Ed Wilbur had to come out anyway, and when he did come out, he did a good job. Picked up that 1 point from John Pine, which was vital at that stage, and so there's only 2 points the difference with 2 heats to go. Australia clinging to a 2-point lead. Australia 31, the USA 29, and Rodney Combs finding a bit of form there. Eventually picks up 3 points, his first 3-pointer of the night.
Klein, Smith, Wilbur and Ranger. Mike Klein in the 1, John Smith in the 2, Ralph Ranger in the 3, and Ed Wilbur in the 4. Klein and Smith, Ranger and Wilbur, but agreed. Ranger in trouble. Smith gets up there into first place. Klein goes with him, sitting in second spot at the moment, followed by Wilbur. But But if Mike Klein can pin back John Smith here, we've got... no, there's Ed Wilbur going through under Klein now, and Klein going back to do the defence. Klein is a better defensive driver than Wilbur. Wilbur set sail now after John Smith. Klein will do the defence at the back of the field there. And he hooks back inside Ranger. Down the straightaway they come. This is where the interest in this race is. Whether or not Klein can keep Ranger at bay as John Smith skips away here from Wilbur, followed by Klein and Ranger in that order. John Smith the leader with one to go. Smith the leader with one to go from Wilbur, followed then by Klein and Ranger. But Wilbur certainly can't get near Smith. Smith is absolutely flying. Smith first. Wilbur second. Klein will be third. A 3-all. 3-all situation there with John Smith scoring 3 points for Australia. Ed Wilbur scoring 2 for the USA. Mike Klein scoring 1 for the USA. And Ralph Ranger failing to score in that heat. 3-all takes them now to 32 for the USA and 34 for Australia.
This is the last heat. There are only 2 points the difference. Both teams realise the importance of this heat, and they're making sure that their cars are absolutely right. The Australians, a 3-all situation will mean they'll clinch the test, whilst the Americans need a 4-2 to level the scores and have a drawn test match. And Ray Godsey's coming out for the Americans. Godsey coming out for the Americans. They desperately need a 4-2. Pine and McEwen coming out. Godsey coming out, and Combs. The top 2 Americans are coming out. They're going to try and do it. They're throwing everything into it. Combs and Godsey versus Pine and McEwen to decide the outcome of the Tetra Engineering second test. 34 points to 32. Don McEwen's got the pole. And away they go. Ray Godsey got the bolt. They're 4-2 at the moment. Godsey leads now. Can John Pine possibly pick off Rodney Combs? Why, geez, got a big task on his hands. Oh, Combs blasted away from Pine there. Godsey, McEwen, Combs and Pine. Down the back straight away, and Ray Godsey certainly got that car sorted out again now. He had some troubles with it earlier. A lot of damage down the right-hand side. And it's Godsey, McEwen, Combs and Pine. None of them can keep pace with Ray Godsey though. Again, he's charging away from them, and with just a lap to go. Oh, Pine's gone. Pine's gone. He's lost all chance now of picking up that extra point. And it's going to be a 4-2 situation. The Americans are going to level it up. Ray Godsey is first. Don McEwen is second. And Rodney Combs is third. John Pine finishes after a spin. 1:00.545 being the official time. 1:00.545. We've got a locked up score, Australia-US 36-all, a drawn test match in the second test, a perfect tie, but just looking at the individual point scores on the chart, US 4, Ray Godsey got 3 points, Newcastle 1, Don McEwen got 2 points, and USA 2, Rodney Combs got 1 point. John Pine failed to score, and a final test match scoreline that is a perfect tie, 36-all.